The very problem of Nigeria is what US is trying to expose to us. We have been sleeping on our rights. Because I don't see how your tradition and your religious culture and tradition should be included in our national constitution. Yes, Sharia is a way of life of the Muslims. The Christians, don't they have their own way of life, Esther? Why is it not in the constitution? Tell me. No, you can see that over the years we have been sleeping on our rights, and I've been saying it here. The Christians, in fact, your own type of religion is not what God taught you. I'm not joking. This is not what God taught you. God didn't say you should not fight for your rights. We have allowed this thing, and that is why these guys have been using it to ride roughshod on us. Look at all the things in our constitution that the national constitution is against about this child marriage. Where in this world do you support that a 10-year-old girl should be married to somebody? She should not have her first menses in her father's house. What will happen if that happen? Your own daughter that you sent to school, did you marry her off at 10 years old? Esther, there are so many things about this Sharia that we need to interrogate now. Now that this thing has been raised, the Christians should raise it up. Yes, the Christian South, you should raise. If they refuse to remove it, then we are going to bring our own canon law into the constitution. Yes, to balance it up. Because if you see the damage this thing have done to the average northerner, you will shed tears. Who did they cut their hand when they steal a fowl? Is it not the poor? Who? The children of these governors and ministers in the north. Have you ever seen their hand chopped off? The answer is no. Esther, the answer is no. You can see what we're talking about. But when they want to cause mayhem, they will use them. They will tell them, it's the southern people that are your problem. It's not the Canada that is your problem. Go and attack everybody. You should go and attack anybody you see. Is that not what they tell them? But their children are safely studying in Europe and America. Very deceitful set of people, Esther. Very deceitful. This is Sharia. Do they apply it to themselves too? The answer is no. They don't. Esther, they don't. It's only for the poor. The poor northerner. They are the one that the Sharia is meant for. Can you imagine?
Barrister, I recall, I think a few months ago, there were talks that Sharia law should also be imposed in some parts of the southwest.
Yes, they wanted to bring it here.
That practices Islam. Can you imagine? And a lot of them declined it. Why is the way Islam being practiced in the southwest is different from the way it's practiced in the north?
Because of your interaction with the European, with the white man. You know, the white man? Yeah, because the first school was set up here. Is that not true?
So you're saying that it is exposure
that
has made the southwest more accommodating and understanding that the way it's done in the north.
I'm telling you.
But do you think the law has kind of abated or cut down crime and criminality? Has it also promoted good behavior ever since Sharia law was imposed in the northern states, especially the Islam practicing states?
It made things worse, Esther. It made things worse. They say they should not drink alcohol, but their big men, they will put it inside a kettle and take it to their bedroom and be sipping it inside that kettle they used to.
The kettle is for pollution.
Blue waiting. Go and check. When they finish, they wash it and keep it somewhere.
Oh God!
Tell me that nothing has drink alcohol. Esther, no, don't tell me.
Barrister, have you seen anyone?
No, tell me that none of them drink alcohol. And I will give you several exampple now.
What if they take just wine, red wine, rich wine, cherry wine?
Really?
Not necessarily alcoholic wine.
And the Talakawas drink what? Is it not the absence of drinking beer that made them to resort to what's that called? That ice and that other drug. That other drug that is prevalent over there. What do they call it? Tramadol. Yes. Something must keep a man happy.
But Barrister, you don't have any evidence.
With evidence. Why is the north? Hold on. Why is tramadol prevalent in the north? Esther, is that not a fact? They say nobody should sell alcohol and all. Tell me that none of them drink alcohol, Esther.
Barrister, you know that the northerners
Hold on, I'm coming. There is a law against gay. Is that not true?
Yes.
Good. But Esther, there is a particular hotel in Kano that it is for gay. Every weekend they go there. I said it here when the person was there and somebody validated it. They go there to pick young men for the weekend.
This is Barrister Darlington again. You know Barrister Darlington, one thing about him is something like, I wish he have this power to just make this commandment. This thing should be done right here now, just like me. That is kind of Barrister Darlington. He will hit the nail on the head, even if he's not 100% right. Some places he missed it, and me myself disagree with him some areas. But yeah, for the sake of this insecurity we are talking about here, yes, because these are facts, and you cannot you cannot leave the solutions and start beating around the bush, hoping that the problem is going to solve themselves. No, it doesn't done that way. It's not done. So here is you, here is this. The problem is, if we are seeing is before, it doesn't take anything to make a command if we have a serious person who is ready to do the job. And we shouldn't have two persons from the same religion in the same almost the same positions, high position, like almost like this minister of defense and defense, like Matawale, and the one who was there before, Badaro and Matawale. Both of them are from the same region and they are both Muslim. Those sensitive positions, we shouldn't have one religion in those critical positions. Sensitive one for that matter. Especially this man that have been accused, allegation is being surrounded with a lot of allegations, Matawale. So there will always be a compromise, especially when the two of them belong to the same religion. And they are from the same region, they are from the same religion. Do you understand? Even if they are the same religion, they are from different region. It's not even better self. No. At least you should mix it. You should mix it so that one, we always disagree with the other one in some certain areas. When it's getting too much pressure, you must agree. The other one will go and report to Mr. President or whoever he or she needs to report to. But in this case, we just do it. This is our people. Come. This is our people. They want buy our people. They want to kill our people. What do? We are the one in charge to decide, to make that decisions if they are to kill or not to kill. So it doesn't work. Nobody wants their people killed. But it is all right for their people to kill, and it is justifiable. They are still in the positions to justify. Do you understand? So take your time, listen to this video. We'll come back and talk about it. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Be your guy, run out for me now.
We only see when they kill some of our countrymen and women, but we don't see when they are being killed. What does that tell you? Is it that the federal government is afraid or the military afraid of showing them and all that? I don't understand. We have not seen for one day where these guys are being routed. What does that tell you?
Which guys?
The bandits and the terrorists.
We're hearing positive feedback.
Hearing is not enough. I said when they kill people, don't you see it?
Parisa, we saw some videos of some of these terrorist cuts. Yes, even in Nekede, they caught some of these Fulani terrorists. There are videos of them. They even went to the hideout where they buried corpses that have already turned to bones. We saw them and they lined them up. I would even say they really handled them well, because normally if it were IPOB, according to them, they would shoot on sight. These guys were being questioned and they were, really being possibly to be prosecuted. So yes, they're already working out intelligence.
Nekede,
yes, in Imo State, yes.
And they're not IPOB.
No, they're not IPOB.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Did they check well?
Barrister,
they should have checked well. Oh.
What do you mean by that?
Because anything that happened in Imo State is IPOB. Have you forgotten? Are you sure they look very well?
They did, actually. We saw the videos.
The
serious? Apprehended individuals, young guys, they're from that axis. They are still undergoing serious interrogation. The bush, the forest where they came from, they went and searched the area. They saw decomposed bodies, even to the bones, the heads, the ribs. It was. But
Esther, were you not here when this truckload of human beings were shipped into Imo State? And when we queried it, they said they came for hunting. Is that not what happened?
Yeah.
They said they came for hunting. Look at the result now. Esther, look at the result. You can see what we are saying, that this thing is never IPOB, but nobody want to listen. Nobody want to listen, Esther. Thank God that the truth is coming out now. Please, can somebody release Nnamdi Kanu? Because all you accuse him of, he was not the one.
Barrister, how do you know that?
The evidence has come out now. Yes.
Well, there are still more that needs to be done to be convincing.
Is it true or false that some truckload of human beings were shipped into Imo State and they said they came for hunting? Is that not what happened? Look at the hunting they came for. Look at it. It's showing up now.
Well, Barrister, all across the state, security has been tightened. In fact, they are utilizing local vigilantes. They are giving more armory to their local police, and even individuals themselves are taking it upon themselves to guard their vicinity. Right now, nobody's taking anything for granted. Recently, we saw how some individuals, their baggages and their bags were searched. We saw sickles, hoes, and cutlasses. They were very new. Now, the problem with this is this could be farmers with all of this equipment. You can never tell. But because of the current state of insecurity right about now, that objectivity or sense of reasoning when they catch these persons with such weapons is not applied. Do you think that a state of insecurity, the point it deteriorated to, had made Nigerians paranoid, that it could lead to a point where someone innocent could just be taken advantage of?
Esther, this was it not avoidable? No, this insecurity, was it not avoidable? Why would anybody pack people in trailer load and say they are going for hunting in Imo State and go and drop them? Was it not avoidable? Who was behind all these things? Somebody paid for this transportation and logistics, and now look at the result. All those decomposing body that they saw now, Are they not people's children? Either children, people's son, daughter, mother, father, brother. Is that not? Their body has decomposed and they cannot be identified. So meanwhile, they arrested them. What will they do next? Return them back to where they come from, at least. That's the only thing they can do. Esther, that is what they can do. Meanwhile, somebody have died. You can see when we are shouting here, nobody want to listen. This insecurity is clearly avoidable. Why were you bringing people from the Sahel, from everywhere, Nigeria? You ship them into Nigeria to come and cause mayhem. And then when they are finished, you now start calling IPOB, calling Nnamdi Kanu, calling I told everybody who cares to this that Igbos don't kill, but they don't want to listen. Whatever anybody is doing now, using IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu is a sort of collateral damage. When you defend yourself, they give you a bad name in order to hang you. They wanted Igbo to fold their hands like the people in Benue and Plateau, so that somebody will come and take over their village and their farms. This is exactly what is going on, but nobody wants to face the truth.
Barrister, in regards to Imo State as well.
For anybody to make such allegations, the police in Imo State should search themselves. If what they are saying is true, they should search themselves. I didn't say that crimes are not being committed in Imo State too, but extrajudicial killings, innocent people. Any young man that you see is an IPOB suspect. Any young man, to the extent that in some villages in Imo State, no, you can't find one single young man there. Is it a rumor? You remember when Amnesty International reported? Why didn't the police counter it? Amnesty International, is it your usual rabble-rousing agency? Those people, you don't joke with them because they go in depth to do their investigation. And whenever they speak, they stand by what they are saying. Is that not true? So how do you now juxtapose what Amnesty International said and what we are hearing now? How? How? Esther, how? So there is something going on in Imo State that nobody, even the governor. Why is it that the governor is never in Imo State, Esther? Please, can somebody tell me? Why is the governor, who is the chief security officer of the state, why is he not in Imo State?
The governor is busy. He's the one in charge of the ambassadors for the Good Hope 2027.
Are you serious? And it has to be a governor that is having security problem that you have to give that position, Abi. And you now leave the governor for which he was elected or appointed, and he's not doing another thing for Tinubu. Can you just imagine? Can you just imagine, Esther? Tomorrow now, when people take it up, they say, no, there was nothing like that. Hope Uzodinma is always on ground. He's very diligent.
Well, Henry Okoye has said that they will set up a panel and that all those who had made all these allegations, especially victims or families of these victims, are free to write their own experience petition. They should all write, compile it, investigations will be carried out. But, the fears is that how will the safety of these people be guaranteed? If, especially they reside in Imo State, because a lot of them have been afraid to come out to speak, so they don't trace them and annihilate them. However, the calls have become so potent in the past few days, and I hope that due diligence is done to investigate it. Regardless of what anyone has done, fundamental human rights should be observed. If you have not been convicted, you should have a legal representation until the entire court process is done. You should not stay within the custody of the police for more than 2 days thereabout with no family member having access to you or no legal representation or your case being filed to court so that it could be expedited, and whatever punitive measures you have to face is faced. These are the issues that is actually bedeviling the arm of the police in several areas.
Exactly.
Now, Barrister Darlington, let's move on to Daniel Bala and his reaction to the decisions, and yes, the decisions made by the US in their conclusion.
Please, Esther, before you move over to that place, the police in Imo State, they should find out these foreign terrorists that they brought into Imo State. What are they doing there? All those hunters that turned out to be killers now. The police, but before that, now a lot of damage would have been done to our lives, to our people. That's what we're saying here. Let them find out who brought them into Imo State and what are they doing there. What is their mission there that they came for hunting, and the hunting now turned out to be human beings, Esther? How will anybody justify it now? Because whenever you hear you talk, Imo State are killing themselves and all that. Meanwhile, foreigners are brought there to kill them. Thank God they have come out with the truth now. Thank God. So the Imo State police, this is a work for you. Find out who brought those people into Imo State. What are they doing there?
All right, Barrister. So, you know that there have been certain conditions given to the Nigerian government if it wants to have a collaborative effort in terms of intelligence gathering, physical assistance of the U.S. military, as well as finance in aiding to rout out Boko Haram, ISWAP, and other terrorist elements that have surrounded our terrain or reside in our terrain. And if you had listened to the news yesterday, Washington said that they must keep up the pressure on the Nigerian government. The policy goal should be twofold. First, work with the Nigerian military to neutralize Boko Haram. Second, the United States should put pressure on President Tinubu to, one, make Sharia law unconstitutional in the 12 northern states where they have been adopted since 2000, and disband the various Hizbah groups across northern states seeking to enforce and impose Islamic law on all citizens regardless of their religious identity and affiliations. Now, reacting to that, Daniel Bwala, the presidential advisor on policy communication, dismissed the suggestions by some United States lawmakers that Nigeria should abolish Sharia law, insisting that the U.S. has no legal or moral authority to dictate constitutional changes to a sovereign nation. This was a statement he made today on a Monitor television program. Bwala said any attempt by a foreign country to instruct Nigeria on constitutional matters would amount to an attack on its sovereignty. Now, the question that a lot of Nigerians, in reacting to what the U.S. said they should do, the Nigerian government should do before they partner with them, and in reaction to Bwala's response to that is, who and how has the Sharia law enabled the northern states? How many political bigwigs has Sharia law been implemented on? Is the Sharia law for the rich or for the poor? Who are those that the gavel of Sharia law been imposed on more? Is it the poor people or the rich people? And with all the reports we hear about embezzling of funds, crime and criminality perpetrated by the political bigwigs, yet Sharia law was never meted out on them. So is Sharia law a political vice to possibly enslave some of the northern members who practice Islam, or is this something else that Nigerians don't understand? This again is a conversation that's been on the space. What's your take on this?
Good, Esther. I thank God this is coming up. You see, the very problem of Nigeria is what US is trying to expose to us. We have been sleeping on our rights, because I don't see how your tradition and your religious culture and tradition should be included in our national constitution. Yes, Sharia is a way of life of the Muslims. The Christians, don't they have their own way of life, Esther? Why is it not in the constitution? Tell me. No, you can see that over the years we have been sleeping on our rights, and I've been saying it here. The Christians, in fact, your own type of religion is not what God taught you. I'm not joking. This is not what God taught you. God didn't say you should not fight for your rights. We have allowed this thing, and that is why these guys have been using it to ride roughshod on us. Look at all the things in our constitution, that the national constitution is against about this child marriage. Where in this world do you support that a 10-year-old girl should be married to somebody? She should not have her first menses in her father's house. What will happen if that happen? Your own daughter that you sent to school, did you marry her off at 10 years old? Esther, there are so many things about this Sharia that we need to interrogate now. Now that this thing has been raised, the Christians should raise it up. Yes, the Christian South, you should raise. If they refuse to remove it, then we are going to bring our own canon law into the constitution. Yes, to balance it up. Because if you see the damage this thing have done to the average northerner, you will shed tears. Who did they cut their hand when they steal a fowl? Is it not the poor? Who? The children of these governors and ministers in the north. Have you ever seen their hand chopped off? The answer is no. Esther, the answer is no. You can see what we're talking about. But when they want to cause mayhem, they will use them. They will tell them, it's the southern people that are your problem. It's not the Canada that is your problem. Go and attack everybody. You should go and attack anybody you see. Is that not what they tell them? But their children are safely studying in Europe and America. Very deceitful set of people, Esther. Very deceitful. This is Sharia. Do they apply it to themselves too? The answer is no. They don't. Esther, they don't. It's only for the poor. The poor northerner. They are the one that the Sharia is meant for. Can you imagine?
Barrister, I recall, I think a few months ago, there were talks that Sharia law should also be imposed in some parts of the southwest.
Yes, they wanted to bring it here.
That practices Islam.
Can you imagine?
And a lot of them declined it. Why is the way Islam being practiced in the southwest is different from the way it's practiced in the north?
Because of your interaction with the European, with the white man. You know,
the white man?
Yes, because you know the first school was set up here. Is that not true?
So you're saying that it is exposure that has made the southwest more accommodated and understanding that the way it's done in the north.
I'm telling you.
But do you think the law has kind of abated or cut down crime and criminality? Has it also promoted good behavior ever since Sharia law was imposed in the northern states, especially the Islam practicing states?
It made things worse, Esther. It made things worse. They say they should not drink alcohol, but their big men, they will put it inside a kettle and take it to their bedroom and be sipping it inside that kettle they used to.
The kettle is for pollution.
Blue waiting. Go and check. When they finish, they wash it and keep it somewhere.
Oh God!
Tell me that nothing drink alcohol. Esther, no, don't tell me.
Barrister, have you seen anyone?
No, tell me that none of them drink alcohol. And I will give you several examples now.
What if they take just wine, red wine, rich wine, cherry wine?
Really?
Not necessarily alcoholic wine.
And the Talakawas drink what? Is it not the absence of drinking beer that made them to resort to what's that called? That ice and that other drug.
That drug.
That other drug that is prevalent over there. What do they call it? Tramadol. Yes. Something must keep a man happy.
But Barrister, you don't have any evidence.
With evidence. Why is the north? Hold on. Why is tramadol prevalent in the north, Esther? Is that not a fact? They say nobody should sell alcohol and all. Tell me that none of them drink alcohol, Esther.
Barrister, you know that the Northerners
do you know? Hold on, I'm coming. There is a law against gay. Is that not true?
Yes.
Good. But Esther, there is a particular hotel in Kano, that it is for gay. Every weekend they go there. I said it here when the person was there, and somebody validated it. They go there to pick young men for the weekend. It's going on up to tomorrow. They call them Dandawu. Yeah, Dandawu. Yeah, that's what they call them. Is that not happening in North Esther? Tell me that there was nothing like that.
I've never experienced.
Really, I'm telling you now, they have a name. They have a name. You went there to school, after the school, you ran back.
No, I didn't stay. I stayed for almost 2 years after school.
You ran back because one Abdullahi, or what was that man that wanted to remove his belt in that?
Oh my God, that was during the crisis. It was plastic crisis.
It was happened.
But even after that, I stayed for 2 years after that.
But you left.
What are you saying?
You left now. You left. So what are you saying? That man that wanted to go to that uncompleted house and remove
it. To continue your conversation. You don't have to end over.
That is you were small girl that time. You are very lucky. Very lucky. They would have turned you into Onyaninya. That's what they do. So what are you telling me now that this law is helping the North? Don't somebody come and tell me how. Let them tell me how it's helping the North. This thing I said now about the gay, is it not happening up to tomorrow in the North? Let somebody go and prove me wrong. They don't drink alcohol when they see you wearing trousers, this and that. If we have not gone to Muslim states in the world, Esther, I will say okay. In Dubai that every Nigerian go to, Esther, I've had experience. They sell alcohol in hotels in Dubai.
No, Dubai is very lenient. Dubai is not.
So is it not a Muslim state? That's why they're making progress.
You cannot generalize when it comes to this kind of concept. In the north, it is not all northern states that allows for such devices that you mentioned. In some areas, are strictly prohibited. Even these political bigwigs may not even try to attempt some of those things in places where they know a lot of fanatics would not allow them. But the question is that the introduction of that law, has it modified their character? Has it improved the moral virtues? Has it made crime reduced? And which of these bigwigs, whom a lot of these individuals rally behind, has actually for once been judged with Sharia law, and Sharia law was imposed and implemented?
Good. Now let me tell you the damage it has done to the average northern youth. It was because of this thing that Deborah and Samuel happened. Is that not true? Okay. In Sokoto and so many others. Esther, look at the Christians who don't bother. Have you seen how many times they have insulted our bishop?
Okay.
Even Jesus Christ and all that. Did anybody react? Did we say anything? Are we not existing? That is why I keep telling you here that the peace in this country today is in the hands of the Christians. I'm telling you, if we have been reacting the way our Muslim brother have been over everything, Nigeria would have gone long ago. Remember when they wanted to hold Miss World in Abuja? They started talking and saying all sorts of things and all that. All this is a very mundane, very, very irrelevant. But they will pick it up and start promoting it as if it is the end of the world. We that keep quiet over this, we that don't even bother, because God said that the battle is his own and vengeance belongs to him. Is that not what God said? So which God are you fighting for?
Do you think that if leadership decides to be more precise and connect, put the interests of the people first before personal gains, that all of this divisiveness and distractions that we're experiencing will be curbed? There's a reason why I asked the question. When we complain about economic stifling, when we complain about insecurity, when we say that there is instability in the polity, we say it's because of misgovernance or the characters in government. Why I'm asking you this question is for the US intervention. Now, before the US came, there have been calls on the president to be more affirmative in handling this. We heard by some of his spokespersons that all of this was politically motivated at the time. Also, there was a perception, or an aura around the presidency, like they were supposedly handcuffed in handling what was going on. Like they knew these individuals, but somehow they couldn't pinpoint them to handle them. That it took the US reacting or imposing the strict sanctions to, uncuff the hands of the president to do the needful. A couple of people feel that it is not yet enough. Possibly the president is waiting until after 2027 then he will come hard on these guys. Do you think that's what it is?
It is not, Esther. It is not. Look, when you want to do something, you don't need anybody to motivate you into action. All the things that is very dear to Tinubu, he has done them without the prodding of America or anybody. All the things that are very dear to him. You see this Muslim thing, it has become very fanatical, very, very unconscious neighbor. You can hold on, I'm coming. Look, Esther, how do you justify a situation whereby the first lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Barrister, I turned off your mic because it's unethical for you to have your phone on loudspeaker, that your China, whatever phone, with your ringtone every time, Barrister Darlington. A whole barrister, look at the ringtone of your phone, Barrister Darlington. Or get in there, Megan. What is your problem?
Don't you know I'm old school? Is it a crime to be an old school? Now, Esther, please, on a more serious note, how do you justify a situation whereby your own wife is threatened by a religious fanatic called Sheikh Itenshi? That even, in fact, the man declared a fatwa on the meeting.
What if the man has been handled and we don't know about it?
No, oh God Almighty. Esther, you use him as an example. If you take care of the penny, the pound will take care of itself. If Tinubu had been very, very frontal on that, is a very good. In fact, if Tinubu jailed that man, nobody will blame him. Nobody. Esther, nobody. But he kept quiet, as if the woman does not even matter in his life. Tinubu should be asking the other, why didn't you defend? Why didn't you talk when my life was threatened? She should have the right to ask him that question. Because if he had done that, it would have sent the message to these other people. That's what I'm saying here. Yes, it would have sent the message to them. If that man had been jailed for that thing, because they said they can't threaten this person, threaten this other person. He said, But somebody have done something worse here, and nobody reprimanded him. Nobody said a word. Esther, how do you justify that? I am telling you that if Tinubu had jailed that man, it would have sent a message to all these people like Ishegumi. Yes, it would have sent a message to them. But he kept quiet. All because of what? Religious sentiment.
Okay, Paris.
Let a Christian say that to her.
Do you think that the conclusion of the US, the condition they are giving to the Nigerian government to abolish Sharia law and also abolish and disband the various Hizbah groups, do they have the right to do that? Because Daniel Bala has said that they cannot instruct a sovereign country on what to do and that they don't have the local standard. He said when asked about the US government if they had the right to push Nigeria to disband Sharia law in northern states or amend its constitution, and he said in doing that it will amount to infringing on the territorial integrity and territorial right of the country.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
Okay,
let Bala shut up.
Why should he shut up?
Let him shut up. Esther. So it is now right for you to go and bring terrorists into Nigeria, Abi? Those northern religious fanatic who went to go and bring all the terrorists all over Africa and brought them into Nigeria, it is their right to do that, Abi?
So we're talking about Sharia law.
Oh, no, I'm coming. When they brought them here and they now took over part of our life and our country, where was Buala? Please, where was he? No, you can see now. But America is coming to help us. To help us solve a problem that we cannot solve, and you are saying is a part of territory. So this terrorist that came here to take part of our territory, they told you better that is holding court in Nigeria from Niger. They have the right, Abi. That one is constitutional.
This thing has been on since 2000, and the US is instructing. Don't you think it will polarize the country further?
It will not.
They begin to revisit it to remove it from the constitution.
It will not. In fact, if this were to be America, Donald Trump will send these people that came into our lives in 1804. He would have sent them packing.
So
he would have sent them packing. That's the truth.
For the US to make that conclusion or to give that recommendation to the Nigerian government or pressure, whichever way you may say it, are they insinuating that it's a practice of Sharia law that is causing terrorism in Nigeria?
Exactly. In fact, the sympathy is all about what? Religion and ethnic affinity.
But there are a lot of people who have imbibed that character, that culture. It's what they consider to be their mainstay. How do you now say because of the US you remove it from the constitution?
Yes. Anything that has to do with your religious culture and tradition is personal. Esther, it's personal. The same way Christians regard it as personal matter. I mean, can they imbibe the culture of the average Christian in Nigeria or anywhere in the world? Esther, can they imbibe it? At least when something is working, why can't you copy it? The way Christians go about their life without disturbing anybody with religion, is it not good? Are you not supposed to copy it? Since your own is bringing problem to you and to every other person, is it not time you change it? Change it. If you don't want to change, we force you to change it. Because we allowed you to put it in our constitution. You are now using it to threaten and intimidate every one of us.
Have you not seen that? If the US is giving that condition, because there were talks of that very close persons within the presidency may be responsible for some of the things happening. I don't know what that means, because I don't want to believe that the president will surround himself with people who will endanger his life or who will endanger his government. A couple of persons have complained that the close allies of the president are persons from his ethnic group. You would actually bring people close to you whom you know have your interest at heart. You wouldn't bring an enemy or someone you know that doesn't have your best interest at heart close to you. do. But if the US is saying that these persons, very core top persons, all right, are the ones responsible for this, they have their names, they know what they do, they know the names of these organizations that have saturated the president's cabinet, and they're giving the president and Nigeria this condition to collaborate with them. If the Nigerian government refuses to do that because they consider it to be impeding on their sovereignty, then what happens? We're not going to get any assistance from the US. Would we continue to go about living in pandemonium and fear against these terrorists?
Look, the Nigerian government should be very, very happy and very lucky that the US want to help them. I'm not joking.
Okay.
They should be, in fact, they should thank the US for having interest in Nigerian affairs to help us. Because if this thing continues, Esther, there will be revolution.
What revolution?
This killing by some people against it, if it continues, at a point the Christians will resist it,
well,
and maybe carry their own arms.
That people are already protecting themselves. Nobody's waiting for the government.
So this thing that the US want to do is to help them, including this North, because they woke up one day and discover that the Nigeria they want to control, the Nigeria they want to overrun, is no longer within reach. They have moved out. That's the truth.
Barrister, we'll continue this conversation. Let's take a very short break and we will be right back. Does the US have any moral standing, any local standing, any right whatsoever to impede or disclose or authorize a sovereign country that they should change actors in their constitution before they give any form of help? And I'm speaking about the US saying that they should abolish Sharia law and also disband his bar.
Good. Esther, where did you copy your democracy? The type of democracy you practice, is it not from the US? So why do you copy one side and leave the other side? They are talking based on their own type of politics and democracy. You don't find such a thing in American constitution. I don't know. Can't you find a large number of Muslims in the US? I mean, US citizens that are Muslims. They don't have their own separate laws and tradition and culture in their constitution. The answer is capital no. Esther, why do you think in Germany today you cannot even mention the name of Nazi? Nazi. Remember, that was the political platform Hitler used to commit all the atrocities he did. And after Hitler was brought down, the Germans deleted it from their life. That they made sure that name is not heard. So if you have an ideology that is causing problem in your country, please, what is wrong in you saying no, this particular ideology, please remove it. More so when that ideology is bringing your people down. The very Sharia you introduce in the North is not the Sharia that you can find in Dubai, you can find in Saudi Arabia. Esther, tell me if I'm lying. The Sharia in the North is the worst part of Sharia, which their leaders doctored in order to keep their people down, in order to deprive them of economic and educational liberation. Is that what you want anybody to support? The Sharia in the North is not the actual Sharia.
All right, but do you think that's why Badaru resigned? Do you think that's why he resigned? Because he has come out to deny that it was not because of the US's redesignation or designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern and this proposed military action against terrorists in Nigeria that acts that propelled him to resign. He did so for personal reasons.
He said he was sick, yes. But whether he was sick or not, the fact remains that he had resigned. Because I was not comfortable when two Fulani men are manning our security sector in the military. Both Matawali and Badaru, are they not Fulanis? So if they should leave, I'll be so happy because they are aiding and abetting in that position.
But Barrister, if these men were doing well, would you have?
Were they doing well?
Hold on. If they were doing well, if all these allegations are around them were in this potent, would you have made mention of where they come from?
Esther, they will never do well because they have sympathy. Listen, don't assume.
No, Barrister, do not generalize.
I am not. If you said if,
regardless of where they come from.
You said if. I don't want that if in this situation.
You don't want it.
Yes, there's no if here.
I'm asking. If we have issues when some certain narrative falls in line with some realities. What if, like I asked, these individuals were working hard and making insecurity in the board?
They were not.
Would you have looked at their religion and where they come from?
They are not under their watch. It is escalated. The two of us. Under their watch, it is escalated.
What I'm asking you is that it is not all of them that are sympathetic to this term.
Oh, we are talking of the people in charge of the security aspect of the military.
Obviously.
Chief of army staff. And this other person. What are they doing? Where we are there when these terrorists were coming in?
Yeah.
So what are you telling me? Don't you see all the allegations around Matawali? Please tell me.
He has been pressured to do something about that, but he hasn't said anything.
But the fact remains that it is not obvious. Esther, it is not obvious. You see, there is a proverb in Yoruba that they say the child you refuse to train at home, they will train that child for you outside. Have you? Now, the thing that we refuse to do, America is helping us to do it, and more are coming. Esther, I'm not joking because the way these people are going about this, I have been complaining about the arrogance and impunity of the North. Very, very arrogant. Arrogant. They don't even care whether you exist or not. They don't do things. Buhari woke up one morning in 2016 and included the 940 million naira in our national budget to fund the Fulani herdsmen business. Esther, how do you justify that? When have anybody done that in the history of this country? But it happened here. At the end of the day, the so-called ranch we did not see. The money we did not see. Rather, what you saw was gone. That was when Fulani herdsmen started carrying gun. And you didn't see any connection. Abi, you didn't. Then how come? In the history of this country, it was only a Buhari that elder statesman in this country sued to court. For what? For insecurity. A sitting president of this country was taken to court by elder statesmen. Thank God for people like Padebajo. That man, God, you must receive him in heaven. You must receive that man in heaven. He stood out with other elder statesmen and sued this man to court for causing insecurity. And they go and read the affidavit and see what they listed there that Buhari did. Does it mean that these people meant well for you and I, Esther? No. Do you think they meant well? And what is causing all this? Religious and tribal sentiment. What else? What else, Esther? What else? Did anybody give Nnamdi Kanu this privilege?
All right, Barrister, let's move on to another conversation, because you must always infuse Nnamdi Kanu into everything.
Look, I will always refer to him as long as this is insecurity, because they told us it's the cause of insecurity. Barrister, now that they have judged him, why is he continuing? Why would I make reference to him? Tell me why.
His case is still ongoing. It's not a definitive conclusion. That conviction is not definitive. He's sent his the appeal. I said so. He's still appearing in court.
He is now in prison. But to be when he was a free man, they say he was the cause. So it was. Have you heard him speak? Has he spoken where they kept him? Does he have the facility to talk? So now, who is teleguarding these terrorists?
Where they kept him, he must not have access to any electronic device.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now he has been put in the cooler. So he doesn't have anybody to tell what to do and what not to do. So why is this thing continuing, Esther? Can you explain to me why this thing has continued? Remember when Sheikh Gumi and his fellow traveler we are accusing Nnamdi Kanu of everything that is wrong in Nigeria?
We want to take phone calls very early today. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Mr. Peter Obi, said that the coalition, since Peter Obi may not really have the kind of clout, that's what they're portraying that he had in 2023, that he should become a vice to Atiku. That if he doesn't, that they wouldn't give it to him in 2027 like what happened in 2023. Others of the note that why would Peter Obi, who pulled 6 million votes, become a vice to Atiku Abubakar or be part of an enclave of persons that he has decided to run a different kind of politics against? So right now, Peter Obi has maintained that he's still a member of the Labour Party and that they are still having conversations and that it is not too late for these conversations to be had, because a lot of persons want to know where he stands. What's your take on this quickly?
Esther, I think I have made my opinion known about this Peter Obi and his delays and all that.
You delay?
The delay in choosing a party.
They said a week is enough still before the elections.
Please.
Sir?
I don't want to dwell much on this P2B issue.
Okay.
And the last time I checked, these followers, the obedient people, whom I don't know where they are now, they told us that they are strategically planning something.
Paris, are you afraid of his followers?
No, who? Afraid of who? Okay. Then my God. Okay. No. Right. I'm just telling them, those who are misleading P2B. You said something here that P2B pulled the 6 million votes. So how many did Atiku pull in the last election?
Paris.
No, you don't. You didn't complete the. You said the P2B who put 6 million votes. How many did how can he be advised when he put?
Again, we're talking about the conversations that went around the polity after this interview.
Look, APC can sponsor anybody to confuse P2B. APC, they are capable of doing all those things. Okay. Trying to mislead him. Esther, I have made it clear. A P2B cannot do this in alone. He need an Atiku.
But why does he need an Atiku?
What are you saying?
I'm asking you. It's a question. Why does he need an Atiku?
Okay.
What can Atiku do that couldn't be done in 2023?
Was he the president then? Was he the president? He contested an election.
Who was the president?
An Atiku.
Has Atiku ever been a president?
So what are you saying? Why?
I'm asking, why do you think that Peter should join Atiku?
Because of the votes they garnered in 2023.
And I told you that the factors of 2023 does not apply now.
Why did you not mention the vote to Peter B garnered in?
I'm talking about the responses of Nigerians after this interview. From those supporting Peter B and those against.
Those Nigerians are not real Nigerians, because they are not looking at the political climate. They are not looking at what is obtainable. They are not looking at what is possible. Atiku garnered more votes than Peter B. Is that not true? And I'm saying, if you join it now, they will even get ×2 of that vote if they come together. Is that not true?
Do you think Peter Obi was bullied after the 2023 elections, that he went into his shell, or he's taking his time?
No. If look, I will not be happy if Peter Obi does not join in this 2027 election. I will not be happy, seriously.
Why?
I will not be happy. I've told you.
He's a private citizen. He can decide not to be part of it if he's not comfortable with those.
I will not be happy with the way things are going. I will not be happy.
Why?
And if anything goes wrong, Peter Obi should blame himself, because he's man enough to take a decision.
Now, Barrister, let's create a scenario. We're not character assassinating anybody. Peter Obi said he wants to run a kind of politics that is clean, a politics that does not involve brigandage, a politics that is not authoritarian, a politics that without an individual, a particular region cannot survive, a particular region cannot wake up or cannot sleep unless that individual wakes up and that individual sleeps. Peter Obi says he wants to run a politics that everyone can do what they want to do so long as there is justice in the society. Now, look at the persons in the ADC. Again, we're asking the questions. An El-Rufai had once called him a Nollywood actor. He had once made derogatory claims against Peter Obi, and El-Rufai was the one who worked very hard to make sure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gets into this government and promises that indeed Peter Obi would not win the elections. And El-Rufai is the one who told us they had to pay these bandits money so they stopped terrorizing their communities. There are vices attached to what El-Rufai as a person had said and done. He was a staunch member of the APC. Now we have an article with a lot of different talks of baggage. We have always claimed that they have never been able to pinpoint anything against him. Now you have a Rotimi Amici as well. There was once a political party member of the All Progressives Congress. This very same party, during Buhari's administration, that a lot of persons have called all sorts of names. These are the persons that you think Peter Obi should align with? I'm just asking, or is it all of a sudden their past should no longer make reference to the persons that Peter Obi connects with? If that is the case, should President Tinubu be forgiven as well for the kind of persons that he has close to him, even if there are questions about their characters?
Esther,
Sir.
if this is the mindset of Peter Obi, then he wants to be wiser than God.
Okay.
And that can never happen. It can never happen. God have told you that all have sinned and come short of his glory.
Wow.
Is that not a fact? There is no saint under the sun.
So that means that means the president should also, as he nominated Reno Mokri, he has sinned and he has been forgiven.
Look, I am coming, Esther.
Yes, go ahead.
As a human being, nobody is perfect. So Peter Obi should not be looking for angels here. It can never happen. It can never happen. At least let somebody contradict me. Why is he always telling he doesn't want to? He will get into the ring and begin to do what he wants to do. Is that not true?
Okay.
You cannot be from outside and you want to correct those who are already inside. How do you do that? No, tell me how. You will get inside first, and then you begin to reform the country.
You think that's going to be possible?
I am coming. 1 year ago, I won an election. The man who came in and said, "Look, this election that brought me to power is not good," and he started what? Electoral reform that we are seeing today. Esther, two of us. If Yaradua have not come in, would he have done that? I have said it, Peter Obi. Look. I want to offer my advice free to you because I can see that you are making mistakes. Seriously, I want to offer my own advice free to you. If we have any contact, it will help you because you have done a lot of things that are unthinkable in this particular dispensation.
So, Barrister, if
all this thing you are waiting for,
if that is what you're advocating, then the characters or the questionable characters on the nominees presented by the president to the Senate, they should be forgiven, and Nigerians should approve that they be given whatever ambassadorial positions and portfolio they're given. If based on what you just described now,
hold on, it depends on where Tinubu is sending a mockery. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay.
There are countries you look at, you say, who will go to this country and do this fire brigade clean up for me, image for me? Maybe they will send a mockery there. Then you will look at another country and say, which is that country that is very critical of me, of Nigeria? You send that person there. Look, even God, Esther, when he wanted to liberate the Israelites, he didn't choose an Aaron.
So in other words, there's nothing wrong in the president nominating Reno Mokri and the others, so long as they've been forgiven and they're advocating for him. So there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody should question their character because of that, isn't it?
Esther,
sir,
look, don't compare incomparable.
Oh.
When I say nobody is a saint, that does not include Reno Mokri. Okay. Because you are talking of the image of Nigeria.
Okay.
He doesn't have the pedigree to do that job, that ambassadorial job. He doesn't. We are talking of comparing what is comparable. Like all this thing you said that Peter Obi said he will not do. Is he not going to appoint ministers? So all the ministers should now go for Peter Obi school of decency, anti-corruption before they can now come and work. No, you work with people that are available to you, and then you give them a matching order, give them target. Give them target to accomplish.
All right,
there is no way Peter Obi will get the kind of people he's looking for. It's not possible.
All right, Barrister, let's take calls.
An article is a moderate.
Is a moderate what?
He's a moderate Muslims.
Oh.
He's not fanatical. We saw when he was in office. He was moderate now.
Okay.
He was not moderate.
All right.
We didn't lose 210 trillion naira under his watch.
Okay.
We did not.
All right, Barrister, let's take.
Anyways, I'm not even going to say much on this video. It's already long. On the issue of Peter Obi, Mr. Darlington, Barrister Darlington, I disagree with you. Yes, some things you said, you are on point, that Peter Obi can never get angels. You cannot have 100% angels around you to run with. No, when you get into the ring first, before you start telling those people around you how you want these systems to be run. Now you are not in charge. You can make command, you can make order. Anyone who is not serious, doing according to what you want them to do, you are not getting results, you can fire. That time you have the power to fire and to hire. That's how it is. But when you just want to get 100% people around you, you want everybody to do exactly what you are doing, because of no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. No, you can just pretend, but that's not the kind of person you are. I understand. So if for me, instead of Peter Obi to be vice deputize Atiku, it's better Peter Obi just stay back. Just back off. That you are not contesting in this election. Even if you don't even contest in the next one, it is fine. It is okay. Nigerians, we understand. Nigerians, we understand. I give you that maximum respect rather than you going to deputize Atiku. Yet, if Atiku failed, Peter Obi to fail. Meanwhile, Peter Obi is not in that positions to make the order, to make that executive orders. If Peter Obi is not in command, in control to make executive order, these things will not be changed. Do you understand? Just like this thing. See what Tinubu has reduced Shettima to, welcoming the campees to APC and this and that. So, did you see any reasonable thing that Shettima has done in the last 2 years? No. Common insecurity that he said he was going to be in charge of insecurity, has he done anything? No. Tinubu does not give him the time. So if Atiku did not give Peter Obi the time to do, or if Atiku doesn't listen to Peter Obi advises what to do, let's do this, let's do that, it's still not going to work. Atiku is in charge, not Peter Obi. Little device can do. Do you understand? So yeah, all those things. For me, it is better Peter Obi just stay back off, not contest election, rather than to deputize Atiku. If you still want to contest individual on a new party, it is fine. You can still do your best. If you can still do your best, if you strategize well, now you're taking your time to strategize. If the strategies work very well, Nigerians are tired for APC, so that is just it. So it's only in Nigeria we try to glorify replace bad thing to, I don't know. How can people be canvassing for Atiku to be president and Peter Obi should deputize? For what? Just because Atiku is popular, because Atiku has more money, because Atiku is what? Atiku does not have influence. That vote, say Peter Obi won the vote. It just arrangement, because they don't want to give it to Peter Obi. It was just arrangement that, hey, give to Tinubu, let Atiku and Peter Obi follow each other for back. Like saying Papa and Pikin, they follow each other for back. That was how they did that. It was just a plan work. Ordinarily, Peter Obi won the election far ahead of the two of them. Far ahead of both of them. So that was just that. Giving Atiku that election against Peter Obi contoured, it was a planned work. Even Aine himself, they know it was just a planned work. Do you understand? So because it would have been dangerous if they say Peter Obi comes second, then it would have been like Peter Obi truly won the election. Why did you say it comes second? Because they just want that gap. See, you that came third, how can you say you win the election? That was just it. You came third, how can you say you win the election? What about who came second? That was it. It was just a planned work. So it's not good to leave that. And anyways, let's see what happens and what Peter Obi is planning to do and see how it goes from here. So for me, Peter Obi should not deputize Atiku. Atiku should be the one to step down or deputize. I know Atiku is not going to do that yet. Peter Obi too is not going to do that. So who's going to do that? Both of them go solo. So I do not see any difference between Atiku and Tinubu. That is just, I don't see any difference between the both of them. Anyways, what do you think? So please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Run out for me now.